Hey everyone, welcome back. This is the next part in learning how to use Artsteps to make your online virtual gallery. So I'm going to go ahead and create my own space here. So you have two tools, creating walls and creating doors. We're going to go ahead and start with the walls. And you basically just come down here and you just click and drag, and it will even tell you in meters how big the wall is, but you can just look. And then when you let go of the mouse, your wall is then placed. You can then go ahead and just keep drawing. And get going from there. If you want to delete a wall, you need to come back over here and click on Start Placing Walls. So that way you are no longer placing walls. That also gives you your navigation back. When you're in wall placement mode, you really can't navigate and orbit around. So you have to click on the wall creation tool and turn that feature off. Okay, so to delete a wall, you simply get out of wall creation mode, come over here, click on a wall, and you'll see this little tiny pop-up that says delete wall, and then there you go. The wall is now gone. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and create some more. And when you do come in line with your first wall that you created, it'll then go ahead and show you that magenta line, and you can do that. You can do angled walls, but it looks like it's only 45-degree angles, so you do have to be mindful of that. Okay, one thing I will share with you before I close this wall up is that this save button is up here in the top right. There is an autosave feature. I recommend you keep that on just in case that there's a crash or anything like that. I just had a little bit of a hiccup there, and it did end up crashing. I just needed to hit refresh, but there we go. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place a door. So click on the door creation tool, and I'm going to go ahead and you can see where it's going to go, and I'll click once there, and then I'll go ahead and I'll place another door, maybe back here, something like that, just so you can see. You do not need to do two doors, one door is enough. You'll then see that there is a little start icon here. If you click right on the person's silhouette, you can actually click and drag and move around where you want the viewer to start. Once you get it there, if you would like to angle the person, so you can click on the little arrow, and so let's say I could have them start, and then they'd be looking at this wall over here. So you could have your exhibition statement over here, so that way they're guaranteed to look at it when they first start off the experience. I'm going to go ahead and just get them back over here like that. And there we are. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next step. So up here you will see your steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have a show. So step 2 is to design your space, and this is where you actually get to design the aesthetics of it. So you'll see that I automatically already have I have a floor, I have a wall color, and all that kind of good stuff. You will see down here in the bottom left-hand corner, there is a little map icon, and you can click on it and you can see the floor plan of your space, so that way you just don't get lost. Okay, so here we go. Over here on the left you have colors, and so I can go ahead and I could choose, say, this blue, and I could go ahead and I could just select a wall, click on it, and the entire wall turns blue. To turn this feature off, you just click on the color picker again, and you'll see that now they all come back. I also have some textures down here. You can also add your own texture, so you can upload a JPEG image, so you can go ahead and texture your walls, and you can texture your floors as well. So I can go ahead and click on this checkerboard pattern and click on the floor, and you can see that the floor is now all set. You want to be really mindful of how much you do here. Don't get too crazy. Remember that the star of the show is your artwork. Okay, so let's say you've gone a little crazy here like I have here. All you need to do is come over here and click on a different material or a different color. I'm going to go ahead and choose this one here, and I'll click. You sometimes have to click around a few times. There we go, and then it will work. Same thing for the wall. What some people tend to do is they say, oh, I want the wall to go back to white. So they click on the color white, and then when they click on the checkerboard, they don't get anything happening. And that's because if you click on a color, it's just going to tint the wall, but the texture stays there. So what you really need to do is you need to come back down here to textures and choose one of these pretty plain textures, and then go ahead and click on the wall. And now the wall is returned to like a normal stucco or something like that. And there you go. Again, I find doing the textures down on the floor is nice. You sometimes do have to click around 3 or 4 times in an area for it to take effect, and then get in the habit of coming over here and clicking on the textures just to sort of turn that off. If you add in your own texture, it will appear here in the list, and then you can go ahead and you can add it. All right, the last thing for this video is that I will show you that you can actually color the ceiling as well, but you have to change your view. So there's a little camera icon up here in the top left corner, and when I click it, now I'm inside, I'm like the viewer. I can actually click around and move around in the space, so that's very cool. You can use the floor print down here now, and if you click on the floor print or the floor plan, it'll then go ahead and navigate you around. So what I can do now is if I want to go ahead and get a green ceiling, I can go ahead and I can get that up there, and I can go ahead and change the trim. And so there you go. So you really can do everything in this. It's really well done. And then just click on the camera icon again, and you'll be back up here in this view here. All right, that'll be it for this step. In the next step, we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at step number 3, adding and placing your artifacts. See you then.